What's up, everybody? My name is Vince. Welcome to the channel. Today we're at STAFTA for 2019 and we have a special treat for you. We're at the Diablo Tool event. There's a whole bunch of new releases behind these doors. You're going to get to see them first right here. Come on in. We're here with David. Nice to meet you. We're going over Diablo's newest self-feeding drill bit offering.
First thing we did is with the threading of it, we actually designed it where it starts at a pilot and pulls the bit into it, right? The second thing we did is put a two-cutter system that you can see these openings through it that the wood chips extract through it and pulls it out. And the last thing is this is heat forged, just like all your quality car parts, hand tools, everything that's out there metal, because we want to make sure that it starts sharp and lasts, or cuts a lot of long-term sharp, right? So that's the idea. So guaranteed twice the life, twice the speed, and it's beautiful with battery performance because it's going to extend the life of the battery.
I'm using the new Diablo SPEEDemon self-feed bit. The size is 2 9/16 of an inch.
I'm using the Milwaukee Switchblade, 2 9/16, 7/16 shank.
We have a replaceable self-feed bit, right? Mm-hmm. On both.
The tip is replaceable. Yep.
Tip's replaceable, but
we have 2 cutting edges. Milwaukee just has 1.
2 compared to a single cutting edge here.
Twice the speed, twice the clearance, and also twice the number of holes per battery charge.
Okay.
Thanks to the 2 cutting edge design, the wider thread on the flute, and the manufacturing process. This is heat forged, doesn't dull out. This is cast. Very cheap process, cheap steel. It does. This one stays sharp.
Gotcha. You mind if I drill a hole? For all of you safety first type, I don't need gloves. I kind of want to replicate the testing we saw earlier, okay? And the other thing is that they're touting this being true self-feed, okay? So we don't need to apply any downward pressure. And literally, that's what I'm saying. It truly is self-feeding. It is fast ejecting. We can try and drill a blind hole just to see how that goes. I will say though, why is it seems like the bit's quick release too. What the heck's up with that? What's up with our retention here? Let's say. Why do you think that's coming loose?
So when it clocks a little when you hit on chips,
it's popping.
So it pushes it back.
Gotcha. I just want to see, once again, illustrate the self-feeding, and I want to illustrate the chip ejection, okay? I mean, in a hole this deep, you're talking about, you got 6 inches of hole. A blind hole. You're going to, it doesn't matter what bit you use, you're going to need to clean out your hole.
Okay. You hit a pretty big knob right here.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. You could see, especially in the beginning, until the bits submerged or embedded or whatever you'd like to call it. Okay, we had a really great chip ejection. All right, and then we cleaned out, and then we're just going to finish our hole. Sorry, we broke your wood.
That's the end of that board.
Sorry about that.
What you felt on that versus what you normally drill with on the self-feed bit?
I mean, it just cuts fast, and I will say this: I was expecting a little bit more torquing. I feel, and that could just be my brain, but it felt like it was there was a little less effort in stabilizing that drill. I'm used to really having to get in there and hold the tool to make my cuts.
But remember, I mean, this category used to have the big hog, full corded 35-pound machine. Not 35, but you get it, right?
Right.
And then it went to, right angle drills that were cordless. But now to be able to do this kind of production with a standard drill 18-volt platform.
I agree with you. This is something you would chuck into those larger tools. This is a pretty formidable drill in itself, though.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. But to be able to carry it around.
I agree. Quick in, quick out. This is the stuff. And people will, it's like the extensions. Why would I invest? Look, it's not necessarily for everybody, right?
Yep.
But if this is what you do, this is your job, day in, day out. Yep. You're roughing in and all. You're going to want to have, number one, be able to buy singles, buy the kits. We're excited to hear that you're going to have kits of them. The extensions, it's going to make you faster. It's going to help you get your job done quicker. Faster, quicker, better means you get more money in your pockets. That's what you need. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming by. Thanks for the feedback. We're always looking for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
by the way. So
nice to meet you,
I had a
Steve.
chance to meet. I've seen your videos.
I appreciate it.
While you were playing with it, I like your feedback.
Look, this is the thing.
You're real.
And we do like we do a tool test roll and all where we don't clean out. Like we'll go straight through with the tool.
Just for the show, so people can see it.
But the reality is that if you're going to be working, in a member this large, this deep, you're going to be cleaning out, and to expect that you wouldn't, I think it's not being realistic. The self-feeding, they're going to be sold as singles, and they're going to be sold in a kit.
For now, we're selling singles.
Okay.
They're shipping end of November. 9 different SKUs, 9 different sizes. We will introduce a kit or 2 kits sometime next year.
Gotcha. So these are going to be available almost immediately.
Say December. We're shipping in November.
Pretty awesome. All the extensions as well?
Extensions are already available.
They're not a new product.
No. We originally introduced them with our hole saws. So they fit the hole saw mandrel.
Awesome.
7/16.
David, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Years ago, we took the #1 selling saw blade in the world and we redesigned it. And you think about a circular saw blade with the way the teeth are, they're pulling left and right. And when you're cutting 5,500 RPMs, you're creating tension. And when the blade is wobbling, it's draining the battery, it's putting more pressure on your motor itself. It's screaming, it's yelling, and it's dulling. So to counter this, we put every third tooth what's called tracking point, which is like a rudder on a boat. It keeps the blade cutting straight and true, therefore reducing vibration significantly. What we're going to do is illustrate this. We now put this technology in a 6.5-inch tool, and you're going to see not only it lasts longer, but it extends the life of your battery. In fact, a $10 saw blade can extend your battery by 65%.
Well, Russell, I am using Makita's 6.5-inch platform here with DeWalt's premium 6.5-inch blade right now. And what we'll be doing to illustrate this is we are going through some 2x pressure treated with a bunch of drywall screws here.
I'll be cutting with our new 6.5-inch tracking point.
here is just walking down.
All right, awesome. So what happened? What does the blade look like right now?
I mean, as you can hear, mine was a pretty rough cut. A lot of the teeth are rounded over. We lost, I think, a couple here. I'm not entirely sure, but it was a hard cut. I mean, you could see me pushing it through, especially with this wet pressure-treated lumber and hitting those drywall screws. They spark, they're case hard, and they're hard. And when you have something going through that and the motor's working so hard that these tools are designed to turn off and the batteries are drained.
Yeah. Blair?
Tracking point cut consistently, effortlessly. The drywall screws are extra hard, especially when you initially impact them, but all the tips look fine and it's good to make more cuts.
Yeah. Ready to go. So what happens when it starts wearing down?
You lose diameter.
You lose your diameter. And so what does the user do? Take the guard off. This thing can spit up to 15,000 RPM, so you take a bad situation and you make it worse. You get 10 out of 10 people use their standard circular saw blade and they go, yeah, sure, okay, fine, that lasts longer. But it's $60, it's $70. My bonded wheel is $4 or $5. I'm not gonna spend $60 on a blade. So what we did is we came out with Cermet technology, which is a ceramic metallic blend that can accept the heat for cutting steel much longer. We make this, we're priming it. And then what we did is reduce the price point from $60, $70 to $30. And so we're gonna compare quickly is Carbide solution that's on the marketplace with ceramic blend, Cermet. All right, yeah, it's getting painful at this point. So, pretty unbelievable, huh? Just think about it, you can walk around with a $119 saw, a $30 blade, and you can cut rebar, stainless steel, anything you want on a job site. It really makes it a game changer when it comes to cutting metal and steel. Still the safest way, best polished, highest quality way to cut steel. Cool? And we, as a group, have the opportunity to switch the market from bonded to this solutions now. The first thing you want to talk about is something that's really radical, especially from a technical design, and that is to cut thin conduit or tubing. So right now in the market, we have a medium metal, which is great for cutting medium materials, and then we have a thin sheet metal. But there's really not a solution for cutting conduit. And the problem is when you don't have the proper amount of teeth in this, you get vibration, it jumps on you, you lose teeth, and you lose life, right? And the quality of finish gets terrible. So to counter this, we have 12 teeth per inch, right? So put that in perspective. Right now, 10 is the maximum. So because these teeth are so little, and to fit them in the small area is very tricky, very complicated, and not so easy to do. All right, so guys, to illustrate this technology, how are we gonna do it?
Sure, so we have a thin wall piece of stainless steel tubing here, 1/16 of an inch. I'll be using the Milwaukee Carbide Torch 7 TPI. We'll be using Makita saws here, 36 volt with 5 pounds of weight.
I'll be using the Diablo, first in the industry, 12 TPI thin metal for tubing and conduit.
And what you'll see, we'll feather the kerf, and then we'll kick it off after that.
3 up,
on your
down.
on your count.
3, 2, 1.
We've introduced a new product called SPEEDemon Amped, and it lasts double the life of our existing metal cutting design. It's going to, instead of $11, it'll be $15, right? Not a big deal, but double the performance, and it'll be extreme. So in order to show something extreme, Logan, we got a demo of Extreme.
We do. We have 2-inch solid cast iron rod here. Again, we'll be using a 7 TPI torch over here with carbide teeth, 36 volt Makita, 10 pounds of weight. And Mike?
I'll be using the new Diablo thick metal carbide tipped amps with black ice.
Yeah, with black ice. Okay, I mentioned that. So you're like, okay, why? Okay, it's called black ice. So we're putting this black ice coating on here. This is aluminum, titanium, nitride coating that significantly reduces the heat. So you're not going to see a faster cut, but the speed is going to maintain, and that's the point, right? Sorry, Ann.
That was fine.
So, yeah. So, killer, right? I mean, 15 bucks now you can do this application. I mean, it's just insane. Now, our standard blades, metal cutting, last 5 times longer than anybody else in the market. This will be additional 2. So for 15 bucks, I mean, you're getting a 10x factor or anything else. Killer technology. All right, one last thing we're going to talk about from a carbide technology is the first in the world scroll blade. You guys get it, right? It's for tight contours. It's really good for like hardy material and also that new Wonder Board or Smart Board. All good for that, but any application, this is going to be great for you to do this tight radiuses. A whole new category, right? And trust me, technically, this is not easy.
We're going to show you today a solution for SDS rotary hammers, plus and max, and max, and max. If you've ever encountered a situation where you're drilling through concrete and you hit some rebar, you know what to do to your bit. Let's see how this full carbide head rotary hammer bit does.
This is the first full line carbide head with a 4-cutter bits on the marketplace. We'll have 27 different profiles going from 5 and 30 seconds to 1 1/8. Full carbide head. And you'll see this here. Designed to be able to withstand the rebar, take the heat, and perform hole after hole.
I'd love to know the process in how they integrate all that carbide on there. I guess they just welded it all on. How many holes were drilled with this? How many times?
I drilled that well. I drilled 2 holes. I missed it.
So
1 hole I hit it.
So we hit rebar once with this.
Yep.
We missed it. We drilled a hole through, what is this, 5,000 psi? You know?
I don't think it's up to 5,000. It's probably around 3.
It's a fresher. All right. So my question is, how many more holes is this good for in the rebar, do you think?
It depends on the size, how you hit it.
Okay.
Drill, but
and what's the goal? We're literally trying to go through.
Yeah,
we're trying to go next. What are we doing here? I'm saying this bit will go through this bar.
That's the solution. The full carbide head brings that solution for concrete or reinforced concrete. So when you hit rebar, you don't have to go get a rebar cutter to get through it. So it's one bit, one solution. That's the idea.
Yeah. The tool, I could feel it change slightly. I knew I was actually, because at first I really thought I was stalled. I'm like, I'm stalled here. Maybe the carbide broke off. I didn't know what was going on. But then I felt a change in the tool, and I said, wow, we're really going to go through this piece of rebar. And then you could see right here, we came out through the other side, we probably made it almost through 3/4 of this bar. I don't know that we made it straight through the center, but we're gonna see if we can see through this hole. Can you see the bar? You can see the metal right here. We cut 3/4 of this bar out. Okay, we're not gonna be able to, you know, extract the bar. I wanted to see maybe about cutting it completely in half, but, you know, you never know. Could we have pulled it loose? I'm pretty strong, but I'm impressed. How many total holes in that manner do you think we're good for with a single bit?
Depends on the aggregate, depends on the...
It just totally depends. Gotcha. It's a full carbide head. So these...
Single piece of carbide, shaped like that.
So, and then that's...
The cross you see is a single piece of carbide, that's full carbide.
And then it's welded to the tip. Instead of the individual carbides being welded to this bit, this is a single head.
This one particularly is 3/8 bit from Hilti. It's got a full carbide head. The challenge is from a manufacturing side, once it gets down into that rebar and experiences that extreme heat of trying to drill through that rebar, once the end user sets the drill down, prepares his anchor, cleans out his hole, that bit, the structural integrity of that bit is sacrificed and it's going to fail very quickly after one hole. So in order to simulate that, what we've got here today, again, concrete slab, 1/2-inch rebar, we're actually going to heat up the bit to simulate that and then come back, cool it down, and then drill again. So what we're going to do is heat it with a torch to simulate that. We're going to cool the bit off to simulate that first hole, and then we're going to go back and try to drill a second hole. So the new Rebar Demon from Diablo versus the Hilti 3/8 bit. So let's heat them up, guys. Good. Back it up a little bit. There you go. All right. All right. So I'm going to let you cool it down so you can see how hot these really get. All right. All right, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a head start, Brian. Let me get that out of the way. Oh,
Got a problem.
what's that?
Head sheared.
Oh. So again, situation there is just from a full carbide head. Again, limited range from the competition and limited manufacturing capabilities to allow them to go larger or to finish the job. So the solution, again, is the Rebar Demon from Diablo. One bit, one hole, whether it's standard concrete, whether it's concrete with rebar. So I'm going to drill this one right here. So if you want to scoot around, I know you want to film this. So we got a nice self-centering tip here. I'm going to do my best to line up that rebar. Let's go to work. So again, you can see how hot that bit gets in that application. It's a long process, right? So that's why we had to simulate it. But you can see, let me cool it off for you real quick.
Drill another hole.
After lunch? Can I wait till after lunch? But you can see that bit still looks great. It's still a carbide, premium quality carbide, premium design, Diablo Rebar Demon, ready to take the heat and keep on drilling.
Carbides come loose, break off.
Yep.
Okay. Is there a special process in attaching, welding this carbide, this full carbide head to this bit? Did I miss that part earlier?
That is the difference between our bits and the competitive bits. I mean, you saw the limitations, went to heats and cools.
Yes.
That's the limitation of the competition.
Okay.
So they have a very limited range. They only have a few sizes that are available today. And then, again, you saw what happens when they heat, and, that's simulating what happens when you hit rebar. You're going to generate a lot of heat, and you cool it back down, and then your bit's done. I mean, that's not good for productivity.
Okay.
So yes, there's a lot that goes into that process to make that happen. So
cool. It must be proprietary. He's not giving up the secrets.
There you go. You got to keep it different, but the goal is one bit, one solution. Be able to do reinforced concrete, standard concrete, get the longest life, best cutting efficiency. Bring it home.
Guess what? And it gets the job. You're not switching between tools. You're not switching through bits. You're saving time. you're being more productive in a specific amount of time means you make more money. In a previous video, we showed you Bosch's new X-Lock system. What is X-Lock? What does it do? If you want to see an entire overview of it, you can go to this video here. Okay? But if you want to see some awesome blades, wheels that fit, that work with X-Locks that are not Bosch, we have Diablo offerings now. We're going to show them to you. They're coming right up.
If you're out grinding, piece of metal, prepare it, and you want to go to cutting, you can simply just take it, and now you're switching over to your cutting. So no tool, it's quick, just a little click, and now I can go from cutting, switch over to finishing with the brush. We got flap disc, full range of flap disc. The other exciting thing we're doing in the X-Lock category for Diablo is we're entering the diamond for masonry category. Okay, so again, this is a new product for us, and we're just excited to bring it out in 4.5 and 5 inch for the X-Lock platform. But oh wait, don't worry, it's still compatible with the traditional angle grinder. So even though it has that interface for X-Lock, it still can fit on a traditional grinder. So again, exciting category, a full range of premium quality accessories for the angle grinder to fit both the X-Lock platform and the traditional 4.5 and 5 inch range.
Steve, all the X-Lock discs are backwards compatible?
That's correct.
Are also are the wire?
No, good point, Eric. The only one that's not is the brushes. Everything else is backwards compatible, yes. And the fiber disc, the backing pad. So your fiber disc, you know, it requires that backing pad. That backing pad does fit specifically on the, but everything else is backwards compatible.
Okay. I got to tell you, it's pretty exciting to see these new offerings. You're not forced to buy Bosch at this point. Not to say that they, you know, don't make a great wheel, but if you love Diablo, now you have a choice. Okay, we just go from blade to bit. There's no waiting. They fit perfectly. Okay, so if you're wondering, should I go OEM, right, or should I go? Can I go with the Diablo wheels that I love, that I'm used to, that I like? I like the performance. If you're adopting X-Lax, lock, you can still use Diablo.
We're entering the step drill bit category. All right, so the concept there is today's product out there that's on the market. A lot of times it's not very good steel. It's usually made in the Far East. So what happens is the tips burn very quickly. They're slow starting. It requires additional rework. It mars the surface. So it's really frustrating, especially when you're investing $30, $40, $50, $60 for the bits. So the Diablo solution is an optimized tip, you know, split point, a lot of split point bits out there, but it really has to do with that geometry and that manufacturing when you can hold those extreme tolerances and get that bit to start fast, accurate, so you're not marring the surface, you don't have to do the pre-drill. So we're really excited about our new tip. And then we get into actually having two cutting flutes, all right? So a double flute. So as you get into the material, it reduces that chance of jamming up and provides a nice consistent speed till you get to your desired diameter. And then lastly, more and more people want to use that impact driver, so you need to be impact rated to get down and really make the most of your drill driver, and then also maximize the use of your impact driver. So it's, you know, smooth, effortless drilling with your impact driver as well. So again, new range of step drill bit from Diablo. We're excited to jump into that category. Are those available yet? Yes, they are.
Where are they made?
They're made in Switzerland. All right.
With the two flutes,
Yep.
if you're using a handheld drill, does it tend to grab more?
No, actually, it reduces that. Exactly. You know, again, right amount of pressure, allow it to optimize. It's optimized just to allow the drill to do the work.
What's great about the step bits is we have multiple solutions. It looks as though these step bits, these are designed to work with 1/4-inch collets. So people that ask, who drills with an impact driver? Well, Diablo thinks you should. This is the deal. We know that Diablo, okay, this is their forte. They specialize this in bits and blades and cutting wheels. And the reality is that with all of that technology, all of that experience, okay, all of that effort going into making these wheels, these blades, these bits, the reality is that this is their thing. You're going to get the most, number one, you're going to get an awesome performing blade, bit, wheel, and the prices are just, for the amount of technology you're getting, unreal. And if you like that, tap the bell, get subscribed, because when we find out about new technology on the market, you find out about new technology on the market. Everybody, we'll see you on the next one. Yo, that was awesome, everybody. And if you enjoyed it, you want to find out more about Diablo's new offerings, you can go to these videos here, here, and here. If you like our content, like our channel, like our style, get subscribed over there. Yo, I'm gonna go back to having some fun. We'll see you on the next one.